Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you all. Welcome to the first match of the Corsace quarterfinals. Or is it semi-finals? I forget. That's a great start, isn't it? How about, Doomsday, can you help me out? Is it semi-finals?
I can fill you in now with my infinite knowledge. It is the semi-finals of the Corsace Open.
Oh, it is semi-finals.
It's getting on, man. It's getting on.
We're getting late into the tournament. I am Bubbleman, and I did just mention, but I am joined by Doomsday. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good, So slowly waking up after waking a bit later, but hey, got some sick games to get that going. Pat the Duck and the mighty starting us off this weekend, actually. I mean, at this point, every team is stacked, right? But
oh, absolutely, absolutely. You can't really pay attention to seeding anymore. Seeding was just for the start, you know. And these teams are still in the tournament, which means they must have beaten some pretty tough teams. We can look at the progression of they came through the losers bracket, beat the Enfirms last weekend, and then moved on to beat Greg as well in their second match. So technically seed 8 maybe. And then Pat the Duck, of course, running past seed 6 Ramsing in the round of 16, and then dropping down into losers bracket last weekend against El Dupa, the third seed. So you could argue that it's seed 6 versus seed 8 if you assume the seeding from the teams they beat. But on paper, if we look at the ranks, if we look at the teams, we've got the seed or the rank 21 team, Pat the Duck, which is Holy Jesus, their captain, Deraban, Inumi, Krez, Arbusian, Mavs, Poroteri, and Heidosu as their team members. And then the rank 22 team, the Listia, Fiel, Ninaric, Bolex, Ekoro, Henkseli, Norts, and Alfonso to round them out. It's going to be a corker, this one. I think, anyway.
Oh, if all the chips lay where they should, it should be. I mean, with these two teams have a lot of strength in them. I've casted quite a few of those games so far this tournament, and they have really impressed me. They've taken down some big names, and they've given a fight against everyone they've faced. I mean, they did drop down to the losers bracket after bumping into P-Model, but P-Model is straight up one of the favourites for this tournament. But they gave him a decent game, knocked off a few points and made it quite close. Really impressed with those guys so far, but at this point, every matchup's going to be difficult. The Aussies here in Pat the Duck, they've only just dropped down from winners bracket. They've been up there quite a while. Tough opponent to bump into first time with some of their players. I'd have played with a few of these guys in other tournaments as well, so I have some good first-hand experience. I teamed with Arbusian recently. He's a very underrated player, in my opinion. Very well-rounded tournament player. Wonder how his skill cap's going to be, but very capable, especially in the earlier rounds. We'll see how he does here.
Yeah, mentioning skill cap, we're getting up there in terms of difficulty. It's 7 stars now is the No Mod 1. The No Mod 2, 6.8 stars. So there's a lot to contend with here in terms of difficulty, in terms of just general mechanics performance. You need that the high skill cap, as you said, to actually perform on these maps now. And some of these players in these teams, you're looking at rank 2000 Heidosu. Can he keep up?
Well, it could also come down to the way they prepare as well. And obviously,
that is true.
These days, you can't look at that rank number too much. You'd be like, oh yeah, he's 4-digit. He's going to struggle in anything past 7 stars. That's not even really true anymore. Although it is something you do have to consider going into games like this. Maybe Heidosu, without having a chance to cast too many of his games, certainly you could be bringing in these players as more of a gimmick side of things, but could just be a highly underrated. Look forward to seeing how he does here. First pick, No Mod 1, by the way.
Oh, wow. Well, that is by Pat the Duck also. They do have the higher ranked players. Their peak is higher. They've got Deraban, who's currently ranked 15, if I remember correctly, and they also have Inumi, Krez, and Holy Jesus is also pretty good in his own right at aim. So they have a pretty stacked No Mod 1 roster.
They do. Yeah, they really do. They have some strong aim players.
Holy
So,
Jesus,
no doubt.
of course. Also known as Pepsi Max currently. He has name changed. So
is
we
he?
will be seeing him with a different name.
He's actually renamed himself to Pepsi Max.
He is indeed called Pepsi Max. His username is Pepsi Max.
Wow, it's not even the superior cola brand. Jeez, man.
Well, Aldi's own.
Oh yeah, mate. I've been on that bootleg Dr Pepper the last couple of days. I'm not ashamed of that. Not complaining.
I'm sure it's the same stuff in the cans. The budget stuff is exactly the same as the more expensive brand names.
I mean, it's close enough. I mean, sometimes it can be, you know, I tried the Aldi brand Iron Brew and it tastes like battery acid, dude. But
Oh God,
it's not good.
no.
It's not good. But you know what? The bootleg Dr Pepper is pretty good. And do you want to know? You want to know what they've named this bootleg Aldi Dr Pepper?
Well,
They've named it Professor Peppy. Yo, congrats on your doctorate.
the drink of champions.
Absolutely, mate. Not complaining. You're speaking
You
of
drink
Professor
that and
Peppy.
you see. You drink that and it's a substitute for gamma. You start seeing circles before they're on your screen. And then you start seeing circles on your walls. And then you start seeing circles on the fridge. And then it just spirals out of control from there.
Yeah, and then you just wake up and it's like, why is this thing in my arm? What the heck? Oh dear.
Right, back on topic. No Mod 5, the higher BPM speed map.
That is pretty speedy. It's
Good pick.
260 BPM.
Good pick historically.
For Team The? I mean, yeah, they do have some very good speed players, Team The. You know, their Nordic muscle going to be very good on the speed maps. They've been impressive. I'd say it's a decent pick for their speed players, a comfort pick for sure. Against
And then
Pat
crossing
Duck.
out against Pat the Duck, you're looking at maybe the only name that I recognize there that is competent with speed is Puriteri, which is it's actually really cool to see him back as well playing tournaments. Anyone from any OWC roster in 2014 are my favorite players. Like, of course, that's what I go on about it all the time, but it's what got me into the game, so it always has a special place in my heart. So seeing anyone from those rosters at all always makes me smile.
You love to see it.
He's really the only one that I can recognize though for speed. Maybe Deraban, maybe Inumi, but I haven't seen too much out of them. Maybe that's just me being malinformed on player skill sets, but
I think
we saw them put
Inumi-
up.
Like, from what I know of Inumi, because I played with Inumi as well recently, I think he's more of an aim player, not necessarily a speed player, but he can hold his own. I imagine he'll be solid on it. I think he's more the aim side of things, Inumi. Deraban, I'd imagine he'd be pretty capable on that. I'd imagine he'd be pretty capable on like a 260 burst map.
So let's move on. Free Mod 1 and No Mod 6 ban. The No Mod 6, of course, we're looking at Ikoro. That was definitely a ban to ban Ikoro out.
Yeah.
His No Mod 6 gimmick rhythm tech is just incredible. It's impeccable, and he can 1v4 any team, I'm pretty sure. Absolutely insane unique player. And Free Mod 1, the other map that got banned out of Falcom Sound Team song.
Yeah,
Pretty cool. 274 BPM.
That's more or less Azure Arbitrator Light. It's exactly in that style, so it's high speed, alt aim, and 1/3 streams. Not seeing it here though.
We will be seeing No Mod 3, picked by another tech map in their ballpark, I would say. They put up some pretty good scores last weekend. They beat Greg out, I'm pretty sure, on the No Mod 3. Hidden 1 as well, now by Pat the Duck.
That's more aim. Lots of aim from them in the early rounds here in this first set. 3 sets, of course. Best of 3 sets this week. But lots
What
of
about
aim.
DT2 for Pat the Duck? After No Mod 5 from there, why would they be picking DT2? Is there something they know we don't?
Well, it's the sort of slower, but longer stream stamina pick. Maybe that sort of thing suits them a bit better. Taking off the speed edge a bit, add those longer streams.
Yeah, dialing it back from 260. Oh, was there a... No, looks like the same picks.
Yep.
Apart from maybe Free Mod 3, I can't remember what the last map was that was picked there.
It was Free Mod 3, yeah, which was the last pick.
Okay, so
Team
just
The.
just a bit of a confirmation there from the streamer.
I like that little animation. Looks smooth. That is going to be the first set, ending on low AR Free Mod. CS5
Yeah.
AR 8.2 question mark 8.3.
It was slightly higher approach rate then. Not quite the 7.7 I might have been expecting for semi-finals, but still difficult. Still a low approach rate. We can look at the team stats on the bottom. They're not just arbitrary numbers. They are a combination of every map played in those mod categories and the percentage of the maximum score achieved. So the on average achieve maybe 60%, 62% of the average of the maximum score on no mod, 65 on hidden, etc. You can kind of see those numbers as that. So we're seeing a definite stronger performance on the over the course of the tournament, but have they practiced? Have Pat the Duck practiced? Who's the better team? It will be decided on the day. We're getting into No Mod 1. We're ready. The players are in.
They're all
You
in.
ready, Doomsday?
I was born ready, buddy. Yeah, you look at the stats and you think, oh, there's got this. They've been on form. But as the map pool gets harder, certain players, they get stronger. And I think Pat the Duck have plenty of names that will get much stronger. An interesting time for these two teams to meet. The tournament power of Team The versus the raw skill cap of many of the players on Pat the Duck. Have to see how it works out in this best of 3 sets. 3 best of 7s. First to 2 wins decides it. Let's see. Starting off with the jump heavy mapping, 200 BPM, more or less all about the big jumps, but this map is quite mixed. Lots of space bursts here and there and plenty of kick sliders, but for the most part, the main USP are those wide 200 BPM jumps. Especially in the choruses, very consistently spaced choruses in this map.
You can see it already in the intro. It's caught out Fiel, Ikoro, and Listia. Pepsi Max also dropping 100 combo in, but with those later drops from there, and they'll be more meaningful. Of course, it's not going to mean too much at the moment. They have dropped about 100 combo, and because it's a combo game, that will be a large deficit that they will be having to make up at the end of the map if everyone FCs, but it might not matter. There's another couple of misses just before the chorus as we get into it. The last FC drops. Alfonso leaving his combo behind. Mirrored by Heidosu. Fusion as well with Pepsi Max and Krez. Everyone dropping.
The big chorus spike doing some damage here. Everyone's lost their FC now. Fiel, the last one to drop. With Pat the Duck, though, after we get into this slightly easier first section, I'd say. Not by much, though. Oh, I'll be using for the break, actually. Yeah, the racking it up a bit more now.
Carrying a slight head of steam. They're halfway through the map. The earlier combos, the accuracy as well, a little bit in favour of Pat the Duck. Listia finds another drop. Comparable score to Pepsi Max, who does also find a miss. Rez as well drops a supporting combo he'd been building, so the advantage is to the, and the lead will slowly creep towards their side. The end of the chorus is approaching. Big jumps, and everyone hitting them this time. Albusian has found a miss. Pepsi Max mirrors it. The lead is in favor of the. Listia finding a lot of trouble, but putting up a 240k score is going to be enough. Everyone's stabilizing into the map. No mod 1, of course, it's kind of like the easy, the safe pick. You pick it, you get all your tournament nerves out of the way, and then you carry on with the match. And they're definitely settling in, finding their groove, and taking 3 big combos into the outro with nothing on the side of Pat the Duck to combat it. Alfonso finds a drop, but with 300k separating the two teams, it's not going to matter too much what happens in this outro.
And there's one particular jump there, they claim like 4 combos on the same circle. Huge horizontal. Yeah, they're growing into this so much better though, but everyone starting out shaky, then improving as the map goes on. So as you said, great map to just shake out some of those chills, some of those shakes. Nice one by though, great recovery.
Yeah, a brilliant start by Pat the Duck, but it was the groove that they found. They take a break point, immediate break point. That's got to feel good. That's got to give them the energy that they can win this match, and they can win it convincingly. Because that No Mod 1, that first pick, that was before the second set of bans, remember? So that was a pick that they didn't want banned out. They wanted to play no matter what. And, well, they got their wish. But of course, be careful what you wish for.
I'd say that No Mod 1 was one of Pat the Duck's stronger picks in terms of their team composition. So it's a good win to take. On paper it was going to be close, but taking that one, yeah, great mental boost. Here comes some of the speed though. Bringing out some of the speed players of Team Xur here. 260 BPM, first heavy map in this. You can hear it. You don't need me to tell you this is speedy. Just listen to it.
Sounds really fun. Lots of bursts, lots of buzz sliders, I can imagine it. You know, you can picture a map in your head, you can picture the rhythms.
Yeah. The song maps itself. This one mapped by Omfen and Biting Deck collab.
There's Poroteri.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, there's Poroteri, Deraban. And the 2 players that I was thinking might be in for this. Inumi's not here, so might have been wrong on that one. But Albusian, Pepsi Max, both in for this. It's not a large change for the. It's Listia, Fiel, and Ikoro will stick in the lobby, and Ninarik comes in.
Yeah, completely.
Am I saying that right?
Pick. Yeah, Ninarik. I believe it's how it's pronounced, yeah. Norwegian speed dude. Fellow mouse player. Lots of mouse players on teams though. I respect it. And so many people in this game that I teamed up with in Suiji last time, actually. Ninarik, Albusian and Inumi all in this game.
That's quite cool to see. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you've been teaming with Holy Jesus as well, haven't you?
Oh, I did, yeah. In the, not the last Suiji, the one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Cool guy.
What's the support for Pat the Duck then? I'm surprised you weren't on that team.
I was snuck into the Dean squad, I did. I was already claimed, mate. one's relentless.
Yeah.
I mean, the No Mod 5s have been relentless. This one, basically no breaks in it.
Wasting no time getting into the real meat of the skill set that this one's testing. It just starts off immediately. It hits you with 260 DPM bursts and streams, and aim patterns, reverse sliders. It's got it all. The only one really handling it is Akora right now. We do have a couple of combos, Deraban and Borateri. Listia matching them, so advantage This is their pick, remember. If they take it, they take the point and take it to 2-0 for this set. Mineric finds a miss. A little bit of quote-unquote free combo. No bursts here. I lied.
This is starting to slowly grow. Players, you know, getting used to this. But Akoro immediately finding some comfort. He just want to break, but nearly 1k combo.
Oh no!
Big combos.
Oh, a big collapse. A big collapse. They have no combos left. They all missed. In this build up to the last section, the last quarter, we got Pepsi Max doing his best to put up a score, and it's going to make the difference. If this carries on, if the combos continue, Borateri, Deraban, Arbusian, all the high combos and nothing on there, and it goes over, the lead is taken. The lead is extended, but it's not extended far enough. There's getting into the outro, 200 combos on Fiel and Akoro. Can they bring it back with the accuracy they're providing? Pepsi Max doing his best, and he keeps them in the lead.
Just about. There we go, that's it.
You see these scores, and it's 500k, 500k, Fiel, Akoro, Borateri, Deraban. 300 for Arbusian, Listia, Mineric, and do you know what made the difference?
Praise
they couldn't quite have
Holy
3v2'd,
Jesus.
but that extra little boost of score.
Well, that's
So when you see yourself doing sort of, you know, the fourth man syndrome, still do your best, because it might result in a one pick. And it results in another break point. It results in 1-1.
What is it that one Japanese fisherman said? Never give up, even if you get like 100k. Let's go. You love to see it. We're back to 1-1 bubble. Going into No Mod 3 then. Well poised.
Yeah. Well, entirely unexpected. These two teams both taking the picks from their opponent that their opponent really wanted to pick, didn't want to get banned out. That's got to be almost shocking, startling. Not expected at all. Shows how close these two teams are in terms of skill sets, in terms of shared high points, shared weaknesses.
The trade blow as well. So as I mentioned it, I feel like Pat the Duck will get stronger as these harder maps start to come in. They're going to start powering up, I think. You know, players like Deraban can really step in when it comes to his own skill set. You say how will he do on the speed? Well, yeah, he's going to be just fine. And Borateri as well, actually. Great to see Borateri stepping in there.
Absolutely.
And then something very different, though, in some of that Stoic Hypothesis No Mod 3 mapped by, wait. Yes, yeah, a Silica. This is in a Silica map. Very techy. Mostly about tech streams, lots of cut streams and some moderate slider shenanigans, but it's mostly about the stream patterns, this, in a tech fashion.
Has to be mentioned also, the song is an absolute banger.
Oh, the Expander, yeah. Oh, that classic Bamani artist.
This artist never misses. We've got hell slider tech already. This is the intro. Yet again, another map that doesn't waste any time in getting into the meat of its skill set.
Nope. Most of the harder sliders are near the start, though. It goes into more streams later on, but it really opens up quick with these S3s.
breaks all over the board. The technical streams, the interesting aim, the rhythms too. Catching some people out. Combos lost on Arbusian now. There's an FC down. 200 being built up by Bollocks and Alfonso, but they both break just before I get to mention them. There's no combos anywhere, and it's just a big carry now. Both teams. All eyes on them. The supporting combos are going to be important, but what's going to decide this really? I think we're both aware.
Yeah.
I don't think either team knows, though. And it will be Krez, the first to drop. Ikoro follows him quickly. So now it is all about those smaller combos, those little pockets of score that people can pick up. See Max missing that double stream. Justia missing quickly afterwards. 300, 400 now built up by Bollocks, and Arbusian drops his. It's going to lead to an advantage for the... Bollocks now down. Alfonso the carry and misses. Krez follows.
It's a scrappy one. I think they've just about done enough though. The overall, just those 4 combos.
It will be 300k. This is the outro. It's a shorter map than you expect. You can get so caught up in following all of the combos. And then the map just suddenly ends on you and you're left with 300k in the side of the... I think was their pick. First point to be taken by the picking team. 2 B ranks on Pat the Duck.
The 4-man team not quite being able to hold on for this one too well. You got to give props to Krez though. We know what Krez can do. Terrifying on his skill set. Getting the best score in the lobby here. Gonna make the think twice about some of these maps, but they know they have the 4-person roster for these sort of maps, clearly.
And it has to be said, when you're comparing these teams, you do look at Pat the Duck and you think possibly 1-man, 2-man carry team, and then on the other side, they're so rounded in terms of player skill. Ikoro definitely a standout player, but honestly not by much.
No, it's just they can afford to swip and swap a few players out and still hold together a solid score among all 4 of their players. They're well prepared for the vast majority of situations. I don't think all. They can be caught out, especially as the maps get harder, but they are hard to catch out. I feel like 1-man carries at this level, I mean, could be possible looking at those scores, but it'd have to be a pretty serious carry. So we're going to be breaking out the hidden one. Pat the Duck with their double pick. Some more aim this. Aim heavy geometric shapes. It's a Mordred map, and Mordred loves mapping those wide angles and squares. Lots of those in this. Lots of symmetry aim. Get 7-star mechanics. They are 9.3, 190 BPM.
I was just gonna mention that. Definitely geared towards reading as well as mechanics. You have to have both to be able to play this.
Yeah, a little bit, I'd say, for sure. The big thing about this, though, is those awkward angles you have to take. It kind of reminds me of Saturn mapping a little bit, with all these geometric aim, except I guess you'll see. It's similar, but not the same.
Yeah,
same sort of feel.
I do see the resemblance. I can get why you're comparing the two. Almost like a modern version of Saturn. I actually quite like that comparison.
I do enjoy Mordred's maps though. I love geometric aim maps. As far as aim maps go, these are the sort of ones I can get into.
You can already see how disgusting the anti-aim is. Those wide-angle jumps into such a small space into the next note, and they're not stacked. You have to move. Your cursor has to travel. So much control required, claiming a lot of combos from players in the intro. And yet again, Ikoro being the one to hold. Nope.
In the square.
Sorry, my apologies.
The squares happen. We can't even call that curves. They're just a hard pattern.
No, it's absolutely just a difficult section. This is the chorus. Fjell and Krez, though, combo through it. As well as Pepsi Max. So, not a big advantage. Only about 100 combo in total. But the advantage is on Pat the Duck's side.
Well, Fjell holding the torch at the moment. This map doesn't really let up, though, on its aim style. Even the verses have it. But at the moment, Fjell holding on well for his team.
Alex and Arbuzin finding a lot of trouble with this map so far. Not able to string together a consistent combo. Thankfully, the rest of the players on their teams are, but Listia proving me wrong. A big drop. 3-man collapse, and the fourth follows suit. Heidosu, the last to miss in that section, but that's a big one. That's a big momentum shift. Yell holds through. Would be mirrored by Krez, but he no longer holds the 600 he had. Ikoro drops, and the further Fjell can hold this combo, the larger the advantage is coming into the last third of the map.
That is one big old combo from Fjell, man. Hauling his team away on this one. 700, 800 combo. Excellently done.
He does drop it, but that might be the win condition met. Listy finding a break, as well as Fell.
I mean, I guess, yeah, though would have to collapse to lose it at this point, but with the calls coming up, it's happening. They just broke.
They do.
Hang on.
Yosu loses the 400 he'd been building. Sporting combo on Pepsi Max. Krez building 100. And they're missing everywhere. They're just not consistent with this last chorus. Nerves may be getting to them. The pressure that if they win this, they're on match point. They just have to take it. The lead closing. We're into the final seconds of the map. The outro is hitting and the aim patterns are not letting up. The awkward aim doesn't stop, and the stream claims a lot of combo, a lot of accuracy, but it's getting close. As long as Pepsi Max hits this ending, and he doesn't, he misses.
No,
the
so
score
close.
Drops.
That was so close. Like, I'm pretty sure they were within 10k. Last minute comeback was definitely on, but the ending patterns are brutal. So close.
It was the stream, and the accuracy that got lost on that stream drops the score. Negates the work they'd been doing to build it up, bring it so close. Snatched away from them.
A valiant effort, though, from Pepsi Max there. Holy Jesus. Great attempt throughout the ending there. They have another pick to keep this game going. Match point for the first set. The team there. So they've got to get through some stamina DT. And this song choice is a really interesting song choice for a stamina double time map. Camellia versus Blackpick. The stamina mapping. It's a bit of a weird one to play. I mean, the map's fine, but the song's kind of weird because it's not the sort of song you'd expect for this. I know a few people have been mentioning that. I'm personally a fan of it, but very, very strange, I'd say, for sure. The mapping, though, is more or less standard stamina-heavy, low aim requirement fare. 230 BPM bursts and streams. Lots of doubles and quads, as you'd expect for, you know, a hardcore EDM song. So there's some control here too. Mostly on the tapping side of things.
I think because of the song style, you can kind of go one of two ways with the map, and the way you usually go with this sort of song style is definitely towards the tech, the circle tech, the wiggles, the interesting aim patterns, aim control. But you look at kind of a parallel to this, you look at Eurobeat, there's two ways you can go with that. You can go towards the tech, the aim control, or you can just go towards stamina. No real aim involved, just lots of rhythms. I think that's kind of the parallel we can draw here. They basically Eurobeat mapped this.
Yeah, it kind of feels like one of those like lower insane level Eurobit maps where you just map all the solos to low spacing stacks and like low spacing streams. Gives the map an entirely different feel. Yeah, that's kind of what this is. It's a good way to put it.
It is good fun. I do enjoy this style of map a lot. We'll see. We saw a good example of the speed that Pat the Duck can put up. No mod 5. We've got the same roster, minus Listia, Naughts it in instead. Maybe for the better stamina. But exactly the same roster on Pat the Duck, Arbusian, Pepsi Max, Poriteri, and Daraban. And they're putting up Nineric, Naughts, Fiel, and Decoro. Doubles, quads, interesting rhythms. Catch out Daraban and Fiel. Players settling in now. 92% accuracy for the Daraban, but he knows what to expect from the patterning. He misses again.
A definite slow start here from Daraban, but plenty of them have to go.
Still struggling a little with this sort of mapping, this sort of rhythm style. Nineric finds a drop, as well as Nords. Pepsi Max and Poriteri follow it up. Even the playing field. I would say combo advantage Pat the Duck, but looking at the accuracy for Daraban, 85%. This one's slower with more interesting rhythms. Very standard for no mod 5. Lots of odd number stacks.
Some confusion. I think
Definitely confusion.
Pepsi Max
I wonder
was
why.
overstreaming a lot. I think he hit him very early.
Just going as fast as he can, making sure he hits every circle, probably.
There's a break coming up. If they have scoreboards on, they know where they stand now. Let's see what happens next. Getting into the big drop now. More of the same mapping, though. The stamina never lets up.
You can see the doubles, you can see the quads. They're catching out Naughts. Daraban has fallen again. Fiel and Pepsi Max both trade misses also. Arbusian and Poriteri follow up. Make a four-way miss on Pat the Duck. And they're holding strong. The Norwegian speed player Nineric. And of course, we all know him, we all love him. Mikoro holding the FC. Quads and doubles meaning absolutely nothing to him. He's just powering through them. 95% accuracy, highest in the room, I think, at the moment.
Talking about, oh, what's the win condition? Yo, a Coro is a win condition.
Yeah, indeed, definitely.
What an absolute beast. Great recovery by Nineric as well.
They almost didn't need him. In fact, they were very close to not needing him. They were very close to winning 3v4 anyway.
That's pretty insane. Really solid stuff.
That's a big win on match point. That's 2 break points up that there are now. They take the first set 4-1. Pat the Duck definitely want to consider what their picks are going into the second one, what they need to ban. Because that was almost a whitewash. The only point they took was a break point.
Yeah, it's pretty dominant stuff so far from Team The. Pat the Duck showing some great, great solo play, but the team performance has definitely been with the entirety so far. Even on the aim stuff, they're looking very strong, but not dominant at all. It was very close on some of those aim picks. They may want to think twice about those double time picks, though, if they're looking for their next bans. Because Team The are terrifying when it comes to speed.
Yeah, looking at that No Mod 1, Pat the Duck definitely have the pedigree. They have the higher ranked players. And to be a higher rank, of course, you need that aim. You need the mechanics. We could see them pick into it again. Same almost with Hidden 1. We're going to want to go back, look at the MP link, look at the score lines and say, hey, we could definitely score better on this, or hey, we low-rolled this, or maybe even, wow, that was a high roll, we don't want to pick that again. We won that completely by luck, by fluke.
There were plenty of those maps that could have gone either way, depending on just one pattern being hit or missed. Anyway, getting into the second set, of course, going into these next sets now, each team will be able to keep one ban called match bans from their previous game. So one of the bans that the teams banned last time, they can keep throughout the rest of this match now, all the way through until the end. So which ones will that be? Pat the Duck definitely banned Hidden 3, the low AR Hidden. Will they keep that, considering those reading players?
It was a discussion I had with Vinxes before the DT1. Possibly a sound ban by they don't like the high approach rate.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's the highest star rating map in the pool, other than Free Mod 1 on Hard Rock. 7.3 stars that, so it's all about mechanics. I think it's a good ban to keep throughout the rest of this one.
Yeah, as I was saying, I was chatting to Vinxes before, or after the last Corsace, and saying for match bans, possibly the first ban of a set would be carried over to the next set as a match ban. Because that makes sense, right? You want to ban out a map that will never get picked in that set for your first ban. That's basically the guaranteed ban, the map that you will not see. It's interesting giving teams the opportunity to take their second match ban through, or the second set ban. No Mod 6. I think those were the two bans that came immediately. Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
Yeah, I mean, they were banned. Because, yeah, Pat Duck banned No Mod 6 and Hidden 3. But obviously now they'll get another ban, so they can go with the double ban if they want to keep that going. But, yeah, I mean, for one, I'd say No Mod 6, good ban against with their finger control players. Honestly, those match bans aren't terribly surprising. Surely Pat the Duck bans Hidden 3, though, first, right? They don't do anything else. Unless they really want to ban out the speed, which actually might not be a bad choice either. Or stamina, I should say, like DT2. That might not be a bad first ban, considering how dominant the other team were.
Oh no, I did just check the pick progression from last match, and it was their second ban, No Mod 6 by Pat the Duck. Yeah. Their first was Hidden 3. Maybe taking Hidden 3 and banning it. First ban in this set. Yep, there we go. It's posted straight back up. So it wouldn't have made too much of a difference if they'd have chosen to take Hidden 3 as their match ban. Free Mod 1 again, the other ban from So we're seeing exactly the same maps that are banned. No changes based on what was picked and what was played last set. We might see a change for the second bans. Well, in fact, we definitely will. I mean...
yeah, it has to happen at least for one. Hey, the first pick's different, though. Breaking out some of that double time 3 to start off set 2. This speed-heavy double time pick. Beyond the Boundary. I'd personally say this is one of the most comfortable maps in the pool for teams with a good speed roster. And they'll definitely have that. It's 270
yeah, but
BPM
looking at it, Doomsday, though, it's much more comparable to No Mod 5, which they lost in the first set, to a break point.
Oh, they did. It was really close, though. I'm not sure how much you can glean from that being dominant one way or the other, but yeah, I guess it's a bit of a brave pick considering they lost the last one. Surely they must still fancy their chances, though. At least a little bit. I'd say DT3 is a bit less intense for the speed players than No Mod 5 is. It's, I don't know. Personally, as someone who isn't a super duper crazy speed player, I found DT3 far more manageable. but it is still very
it's much more intense. Much more intense on stamina, but it pushes the speed far higher than No Mod 5 does. We've got No Mod 3 banned. One that Pat the Duck does not want to play. They did pick Hidden One. As I said, it was really a toss-up either way. It could have switched the last second, possibly thinking that one's a low roll. And hey, they might be right.
I was just pulling it back just the one step there. Repicking Hidden One first pick. So no Mod 1 first pick again. Mixing it up a little bit, but still one of their previous picks. More of that geometric aim. Holy Jesus needs to get that revenge for nearly pulling it back first time around, clearly. Yeah, No Mod 2 ban.
Mod 2.
The most fitting background for Dragon Force, of course.
Yeah.
I'm actually not too sure. They have pretty solid stream players, but Pat the Duck really do as well. That map's more of a stamina map than a pure flow aim map, in my opinion. It's 200 BPM, but it has some very long streams in it. It's a decent flow aim, but more or less a stamina heavy stream pick, that. I'm not sure. I guess they must not trust it against Pat the Duck's mechanics players. That's gonna
Free Mod 3.
Yeah, that was the last pick for the team but Pat the Duck just picked it. Okay. Low AR, free mod.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's completely against what I thought would happen.
Unless they're planning on like mass hard rocking it.
Yeah, you don't pick a map that your opponent just picked and then didn't get played. You sort of eye that with suspicion, I would say. You gave it the side eye. You don't go near it.
It's a brave pick. You know what? I like brave picks. But that's a strange one. I'd agree. There must be something that's changed between the first game and this for them to pick that. Someone must have like FC'd it in practice or something. Surely. And the rest of the picks coming out there: Hard Rock 3 and Hidden 2 double pick. They're picking Hard Rock.
Picks.
That is actually the picking Hard Rock is very strange. Those guys ban out a lot of Hard Rock, so them picking that is that's quite strange. Small circle size.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
These picks are very strange. This set. This sort of weird
experimenting.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a safety cushion. They have a set up. They could lose this set and feel no different, really. They just have to win the next one. Pat the Duck definitely playing from behind. A couple of the same picks. Hidden One, No Mod 1 is the last map of this set before tiebreaker this time.
Ooh,
making sure they steady into it.
Well prepared for the No Mod 1. First pick, last set, last pick this time. Then follow, before that, it's the Hidden 2, which is something we haven't seen yet. Flow aim. But really, that map is less about the flow aim and more about swing and control and reading. That's a hard map, that Hidden 2. Hopefully we see it. Starting off with some speed, though.
Quickly into the map. The rosters are in. We're all ready. Hopefully the captains didn't go cold during the pick phase. He doubles onto sliders at the start, and this one relatively long for a speed pick. A couple of misses really early into the map. I mean, Eric and Listy are lagging behind a little bit on combo, but that's rather more sizable drop. Pepsi Max. Combo's gone. Pieces again. Illusion follows him up, and Listia mirrors. 2 to 3. Quarter of the way into the map. You can already get a feel about how comfortable these players are on this sort of thing.
There's a slight accuracy advantage for Team The, so I think they have the edge on comfort. Combo pretty close though. You mentioned it's long though, so there's plenty of time to warm up.
Lock into the map, and Listia missing again. Though yet again mirrored by Pepsi Max. He's putting up the highest score though. And this time, they're definitely warm for the speed. We see the same two players on Pat the Duck that were performing in No Mod 5. Koratari, Deraban, putting up the best scores for their team so far. The only two left on FCs, and then 3 on the other side. You can kind of see with the higher BPM picks, they're not as aim intensive. Oh no, a big collapse.
Pat the Duck, they're all gone, the FCs are dead.
The nerves. See the shake on Koratari as he tried to follow that straight line. Can't quite keep his cursor stable enough to hit it. I was going to say the aim on speed picks, never really the issue. Galanineric did follow it up. Actually missing in the same places. Comboing exact mirror, but Ikoro, the difference.
Taking some more after that section that claimed pretty much everybody. Ikoro giving them that insurance policy. I don't think it was even needed though. The team performance, a bit too much here for Team The. First pick, first blood will go to them in set 2. Speed, demons having it again, clearly.
Yeah, they're definitely more warm for this sort of thing than they were last set, taking this far more convincingly. You can see why they picked No Mod 5 last time. They do have a slight bit of fourth man syndrome. Listia not really being able to match the other 3 players on his team.
It's more or less 3 comfortable players on this versus 2 comfortable players on this. And really, it's hard for the 2-person team to win that one. Just a great pick. The speed picks are so strong for The in this matchup. Sometimes that's how it goes with those maps. If you can't get a 4-person squad for it, you're already handicapping yourself a little bit. Yeah, great opening gambit there from Team The.
Hidden 1 now. We saw this was a toss-up last time. Do you think it's going to go the same way? Do you think it's going to be maybe 10k towards the end and one team is going to drop? It does seem like the streams at the end of this are hard caps. The aim, of course, in the middle for the rest of the map, but you get to the end and the streams on AR 9.3 with the angles they're at.
Yeah, those end streams, if it comes down to that, those are dodgy. You really don't want to be relying on having to hit the stream to win this map, but we saw it last time. Could happen again. It seemed like most of the players found consistency issues on this, but there were a few players that stood out. Krez did pretty well on this. Obviously, Pepsi Max did well on this as well. Fiel had a great combo. He's back in for this. But, you know, second time around on this map, we'll see if the other players have found a bit more warm on this. I think it's more or less the same rosters, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the MP on hand, but I think this is the same roster. The key players are all in from the last attempt. So key for Pat the Duck to not drop their first pick. This is a loser's bracket matchup and they are going out if they lose this set.
Yeah, it's hard to, or it's easy to forget the amount of pressure that must be on these two teams. And especially now on Pat the Duck being a set and a point down. can kind of think of those points as whether a team has break pointed or not, because of course it's one pick, then 2 picks for the other team, then 2 picks back the other way. You can see the comfort levels on this map have not gone up at all.
No.
Neither team has really settled into this sort of pick. Krez with 99.7 right now. His accuracy.
When you play an aim map, you have a 10 miss, 2 100 score.
Yeah. See it all the time. Missing a big stream though up the middle of the screen. Miscuing it. Teams close in score. Ekoro, Bolex, but a big drop 3 for the other side. Heidosu, Pepsi, and Arbusian all losing their combos in return.
Nice go on the chorus there from Listia. Breaking straight afterwards, the shakes, the nerves, but FCing the chorus, putting his team slightly in the lead. Nicely done though. This is definitely a less confident performance from, I think, both teams compared to the first one. The combos are a lot lower. Much more... we could definitely see a photo finish, I think. It's possible.
Yeah,
again,
they're not far apart. Only 100k, and hey, if all the combos completely collapse for the, like at the end of the map in the last set, very well swing the other way. Fiel and Krez mirroring each other's misses, and Fiel drops again. We're seeing almost a carbon copy of each other's scores. Bolex, Arbusian, but a big drop. 4-man collapse for Pat the Duck. This time it swings the other way. Combos building for they have dropped.
Yeah, the combos are so low on the field. I don't think Pat the Duck can pull this back at this point. It's going to be edged by Team Ver. Definitely a bit of a shaky one, but Team Ver will take it again. Much more convincingly this time. But not very convincingly.
No, and you say convincingly, but you say convincingly, and there's the stream coming in. 4 players all drop the entire stream. Really the deciding factors.
It's just the fact that it comes out of nowhere. The whole map is jumps and aim and geometric shapes, and then you have this stream that has these like jagged angles in them. It's a tough one, and you don't expect it.
Really odd shape for it too.
It's tough. Not surprised to see people struggle on it, but yeah, Team The taking that 2-point lead. Very close though, back and forth.
A slight point game for but big drop in performance from Pat the Duck. Hoping they'd steadied on it. They'd got the 1 run for practice, but much more consistent performance from I mean, they take it. They take a break point. But it's not going to matter too much if Pat the Duck can take their next point. Free mod 3. We saw this picked by in the last set.
You didn't see the map,
as you
though.
said. Yeah, I didn't see the map, and as you said at the start, this is picked by the other team this time. So they know something we don't.
Yeah, what's the strat here? I mean, to be honest, with this being free mod, even though it is low approach rate, because it's free mod, you don't have to necessarily call it a reading map. If you want to make it a precision map, you can make it a precision map. You just chuck hard rock on a lot of your players. But at this level, it's a risky move to take that, because it's quite tough mechanically. Very jump heavy and aim heavy low AR pick this for the hard rock players. But it's a case of, you know, you picking into a pick that was picked by the other team. The absolute flip-flop. They must have players that have chimed up and said, hey, I can FC this map for you. That something must have happened to make them pick this. The players must have had a good run on this.
It must have happened during the last set too. It must have been while they were practicing the map, while their team were playing the other maps beforehand. You know, that you undeafen after a map, and hey, I just FC'd 3 more to 3.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go for it. Why not? But no doubt, this is a brave pick into a team like Team The. They have players that are probably going to be perfectly fine on this no mod and hidden. So you're relying on a very good performance, I feel, to beat this team on this sort of map. So yeah, a bit of an issue getting into the map, you know, things exploding, but we've got it fixed. Here we go. Yeah, look at this overmodding. Look at all these hidden hard rocks. I can see 3 of them. Abusion, Pepsi Max, and Bolex.
It's going to absolutely have been this overmod, this, yeah, hey, I can FC this. Hey, I just FC'd this in practice. That confidence is going to carry them into this map, and they're in the lead out of the intro. Whether it stays that way is yet to be seen. You could say this is a much more slower paced map. The spacing is far lower. The approach rate far slower.
Yeah, they are 8.3 for no mod and hidden. Starts out relatively chill, but it gets harder from this point now. This is where the harder parts of the map come in. And at the moment, looking quite close. Krez with the break though, but it's looking very close compared to, you know, between these two teams right now, getting into this harder section.
And it's looking like it's gonna pay off. A good pick. Heidosu managing to hold his combo. Putting up the score alongside Albusion that he needs to in this outro. It's a short pick, this one. Not as long as you would expect. It's almost over already. Lots of linear aim and the 2 combos holding strong. Heidosu missing at the end, but doing enough.
Yeah, that is going to be the win. Well, there you go.
Between the team, yeah.
The risk paid off. Calling
that was
definitely
like, yeah, that was definitely like Arbusion saying, "Hey, I just hidden Hard Rock FC'd this map. We're picking it in the next set."
I was like, yeah, go on. Let's go on for it. Well played too. Krez with the 600k hidden. 1 miss as well. Very nicely done on the low approach rate.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy score for this map, considering how linear it is. Very difficult to judge the spacing between notes. Very easy to over-aim, move too far, and just drop a silly little miss. Even though you're aiming in the right direction, you're aiming the curve properly. It can get very frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, tough to be consistent on 1 try. Heidosu as well, we should mention, with that excellent no-mod play as well. It was just honestly just a really good team performance. I'm impressed. I'm impressed on that one from Pat the Duck against Team.
Yeah, that's very well done. Very well played.
Speaking of
they've got to
picks,
be confident.
Yeah,
this one definitely very similar to the 3 mod that just got picked. Smaller circles, a different map, definitely a different. But
yeah, but it's picked by Team The, who ban Hard Rock like every game, and yet they picked this.
And you can even see it in their team stats. Across the board between 6.2 and 6.5. So that equates to maybe 62 to 65% of maximum on average of their score, and for Hard Rock it's only about 54%. There's a big drop in performance on average for their Hard Rock. So definitely their weaker mod, you can definitely see it from the stats.
Well, if you want to go off the numbers, I mean, they still have the edge over Pat the Duck on Hard Rock. So I mean, they're capable. They have the players for it. Seeing a few names as well that you'd expect on Hard Rock, the likes of Bolex. Saw him do pretty decently on the earlier map as well with the hidden Hard Rock. Yeah, this map, it's precision. It's the small circle size pick, CS 6.76, I think. Slightly smaller than CS5.
We're going microscopic, boys.
Get your magnifying glass out. I'd say this map is more aim heavy than the Hard Rock 1 is. More focused on the aim, but more about those linear aim patterns, as well as more conventional aim patterns too, on small circle size.
You can already see the struggles these players are having. Very difficult to hold combo through these. The snap aim, the precision required is just red names across the board. Seeing misses, seeing breaks, slight mistakes, and two players holding, Fjell and Poroteri. Third of the way in. 2.29 this.
Sorry, I just saw some people break on that slow slider. I don't think it was many major combos though.
No, there's a major combo gone. Fjell, 400 is down. Poroteri follows suit, misses the end of that stream, but he's put up a bigger score than Fjell now. The extra combo really helping out. The lead closing, the combo advantage dropped now by Deraban. These build-ups really claiming combos. You have to be very stable. And we saw on DT3, Poroteri, Deraban, both really shaky under pressure. Fjell now overtaking Poroteri, Bolex overtaking Deraban as Poroteri misses again. These combos later into the map. Again, it does seem like they take a little while to find their groove, but once they do, they're very comfortable. Listia, she drops. Bolex as well. But they've done enough. Into the last quarter. Map slows down a little. Nearing 300 combo into the outro for Alfonso. And a slow outro. Some free score to boost their lead a little bit further above 300k. Listia, don't curse a dance.
Well, job done then. The Hard Rock T performance looking pretty strong. Even on the mod they don't usually play too much of. Still doing pretty well as a team.
You do have to notice that Ikora wasn't in for that. They still took it. Definitely not a mod Ikora is very comfortable with, I don't think. The higher approach rate.
I understand. It's like the one thing he doesn't want to play.
We all know Ikora as an easy player, reading player. So high approach rate, any reactive styles of play, definitely not his cup of tea, especially the precision high approach rate.
It's match point. The teams are 1 point away from winning this one. And they have a pretty decent pick to do it too. Their last pick of the set, and a tough hidden map, I'd say. Very swing heavy, quite a heavy reading focused map in terms of complex rhythm and spacing. Very tough on the non-hidden centric players, this. At least without major practice. We'll see if Pat the Duck are prepared. You know, it is very flow and heavy, this. It is more about dealing with those overlapping patterns, snapping to the spacing changes, and reading its weird rhythms. You can hear them. So, yeah, seeing a Caro in makes sense. Listia as well should have a good time on this. Excellent reading player.
Yeah, but we've got Krez on Pat the Duck. You see that name on the top of every hidden tech leaderboard.
Oh yeah, Krez is terrifying when it comes to hidden. We've seen it already in this game, so if there is one player to hard carry this, it would be someone like Krez. Let's see though. Could be the last map in this tournament for Pat the Duck and their adorable avatar. We'll see if they can take this to a set 3. Because their next pick, I'd say, is pretty strong if they can survive this. But it is a strong pick here for Team The.
No, poor Terry. The intro dropping him to 50%. Illusion following suit, and Pepsi Max also. It is all on Krez. Already we can see it's all on Krez.
Yeah, look, the early goings, it's showing that it is going to be on him.
He's down.
He finds the break. That's a rough start for Pat the Duck. They are far behind in the early runnings. This map is not very long. But they're showing great comfort on it already.
I don't want to say it, but this looks like a whitewash of a pick. We're already 500k, halfway into the map, I might add. The advantage does not look closable. With the way that Pat the Duck played the intro, they hit the big stream. Oh, Terry finding so many issues, he's at 74%.
Look at the speed section. Yes, this map has a speed section in it.
Yeah, because that's fair. 4 misses on that. Note hidden by the spinner, I'm pretty sure. I didn't even see it myself.
Dude, what is Akoro doing?
What is
Akoro doing? Yes. That is an actual 1v4.
He is allowed to do that. Nobody else necessary from that team on that pick. An S, silver S rank. 94.97%. And a masterclass to finish off the match. The advance. They take the second set. They take their match point now. They take it 2-0 against Pat the Duck. Congratulations to them. Brilliant team performances. Pat the Duck just not able to put up the players for these maps. Of course, we said they have the higher mechanics skill cap, but the players that couldn't play the skill sets, of course, just skill capped out of them. And when you have only 2, maybe 3 players that you can play on any one map at any time, it's a little bit tough to even take points against teams that have 4 players for everything.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that, you know, they had issues with in this game. Just on a lot of these maps, the 4-person roster, they had 1 person struggling a little bit, whereas the generally always had 4 strong players, with the exception of like a couple of the maps where maybe they had 3. But team performance is super important. Actually, I just want to mention as well, I just want to give the props. Fantastic final pick. Saving that map to then, and it was by far their strongest map. Fantastic timing to pick that.
The strategy really coming in strong. Yeah, incredible performance. Incredible showing from both the captain and the players. Very well done. Only 2 points. Pat the Duck only winning 2 maps out of the 10 played.
Gave us a great show there, though. Lots and lots of close maps. Really making it a good fight. But Pat the Duck will be heading out of the tournament now. Been a pleasure casting you, though. And you have a high tier.
Commiserations.